Okay, good morning, students. Today's class we are going to discussing about the second UML diagram that is called as class diagram, right? So last class we discussed about the use case diagram and use case modeling concept we discussed. Then we discussed about the unified process. What are the various unified process phases we discussed. Then we discussed about the what are the use case relationship. Last class we discussed include relationship and extend relationship. The one more relationship is called as the generalization relationship, right? Okay, so today's class we are going to discussing about the what is class diagram. This is the second UML diagram we are going to discuss. I already told very clearly the UML diagram can be classified into two different types. One is the static UML, that is called as the structural UML diagrams. The another one is called as the dynamic UML. It is called as the behavioral UML diagram. Okay, there are two different type of UML diagram. One is the static UML diagram, another one is the structural UML diagram. This class diagram is comes under the category of structural UML diagram or static UML diagram. I tell you what do you mean by class diagram. Okay, see, I already told last class we briefly discussed the overview of all the UML diagrams, static UML diagram and dynamic UML diagram. The very important thing, the class diagram, it's mainly used for to describe the static aspect of the system, right? The static structure of the system, right? So, what are the static aspect of the system? See, the static aspect of the system or the static structure of the system is nothing but some components of the diagram, some components of the class diagram cannot be changed. It is the fixed. For example, take a class notation. The class notation is common for all the class diagram. You cannot change, you cannot modify the class notation, right? So some parts of the class diagram cannot be modified. Some components of the class diagram cannot be changed. That is called as the static structure of the system. So class diagram, it's only for describing the static structure of the system, right? Not only describe the static structure of the system, it also show a relationship between various classes, objects, attributes, and operations. So it shows the relationship between classes. How the customer class related to the retail shop, how the student class is related to college, how the customer can be related to bank. Okay, so it show the relationship between various classes. Not only it show the relationship between various classes, it also show a relationship between object and attributes and operation. The very important thing, why do we go for class diagram? See, in class diagram, it incorporates the forward engineering and reverse engineering. What do you mean by forward engineering? Last class we discussed about the forward engineering and reverse engineering, right? What do you mean by forward engineering? Forward engineering is nothing but your UML class diagram is converted into code. So any programming language code, it may be a Python code, it may be a C++ code, or it may be a Java code, so or it may be a PHP code. Your class diagram should be converted. Your class diagram may be converted into code. This process is called as the forward engineering. What do you mean by reverse engineering? It is the reverse. So your code should be converted into diagram. So all the code developed by any Python or a C++ or Java may be converted into UML diagram. That is called as reverse engineering. So in class diagram, it incorporates the both forward engineering and reverse engineering concept. So forward engineering is nothing but what? Your UML class diagram may be converted into code. That is called as forward engineering. The reverse engineering is nothing but what? Your code, your programming code may be converted back into the UML diagram. That is called as reverse engineering. So it incorporates both forward engineering and reverse engineering. This is the one of the main purpose of class diagram. Okay, this is mainly used to view the static view of the application. The static view. What do you mean by static view? I already many times I told the static structure or static aspect. These all are called as the parts of the class diagram cannot be changed. Okay, so it is also describe the responsibility of the system. What is the responsibility of the customer class? What is the responsibility of the patient class? What is the responsibility of the nurse class? What is the responsibility of the college class? So it's mainly describe the responsibility of the system. So every class, what is the responsibility? So it is describe the responsibility of the system is also one of the main purpose of class diagram. The third important purpose of class diagram is, see, it is the basement for component and deployment diagram. It is the basement, right? So once you know the class diagram, it is very easy to draw a component and deployment diagram, because the class diagram is the base. It shows the relationship between the classes, object, attributes, and operation. What do you mean by component diagram? Component diagram also what? It shows the relationship between the hardware component, software component, and database. So it is the base. The class diagram is the base for component and deployment diagram. So this is very, 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 very important. So three important purpose of class diagram is, one is it describes the static view of application, it describes the responsibility of the system, it is the base for component and deployment diagram. So what is define class diagram? Class diagram describe the static structure of the system. Or one more definition, the class diagram describe the static aspect of the system. Not only describe the static aspect of the system, it show a relationship between various classes, object, attributes, and operation. This is the definition for class diagram. The static aspect of the system, the static view of the system, the static structure of the system. This is the main purpose of class diagram. Okay, next we are going to discussing about the how a class can be represented in UML. See, the classes are represented in rectangular boxes. Every rectangular box is divided into three parts. One is the top box, another one is the middle box, last one is the lower box. Okay, the complete rectangle box is divided into three compartments. Okay, one is the topmost box, the second is the middle box, third one is the lower box. What is the purpose of top box? The top box always describe the name of the class. Okay, in top box it should mention the name of the class. Okay, for example, you are drawing a class diagram for hospital management system. The first class notation is nurse. Nurse is the name of the class. Okay, the second, the middle box contain attributes, or it is also called as properties, or it is also called as data members of the class, the attributes of the class. What do you mean by attributes? The attributes is nothing but what? The data value of the object or data value of the class. For example, take an employee class. What are the attributes are possible? Employee ID is the one of the attribute. Employee name is the one of the attribute. Employee date of birth is the one of the attribute. Employee salary is the one of the attribute. Employee designation is the one of the attribute. So attribute is nothing but it's the data value of the class or data value of the object. Okay, attributes, it is also called as properties, and it is also called as data members. The lower compartment, the lower box represent behavior of the class. The behavior, or it is also called as the member function. It is also called as the methods. The methods of the class should be defined in lower compartment. The attributes of the class should be defined inside the middle compartment. The name of the class should be defined inside the top compartment. So every class diagram can be divided into three compartments. One is the top compartment, top box. The middle one is the attributes or properties or data members. The lower one is the member function. Students, kindly understand this notation. Once you know this notation, you can easily draw a class diagram, any class diagram. Okay, so every class diagram in UML represented as a three compartment. The first compartment represents the name of the class. The second compartment represents the data values or attributes or properties or data members. The lower compartment contain behavior, member function, or methods. So this is the class notation. See one example. This is the complete class notation. Students, kindly understand this class notation. See the first compartment. First compartment represents the name of the class. The second compartment consists of attributes of the class. See the attributes. The first, how do you define the attribute? The first element is called as the visibility control. That is called as access specifier. Access specifier means what? We are restricting the access, right? We are restricting the access of the variable and method. That is called as access specifier. There are three different type of access specifier commonly used in programming languages. One is the public access specifier. Any variable can be declared as public. Anyone can access. It can be accessed within a class and outside the class. Protected. Any variable can be declared as protected. The variable can be accessed only subclass of the class. Okay. Private. Any variable can be declared as private. The variable can be accessed only within a class. Okay. How the access specifier can be represented in UML? Okay. In Java, in C++, directly we are using public, private, and protected. In UML, we are using some notation. The plus symbol, the plus notation is represented as a public. The hash symbol, the hash notation can be represented as a protected. Minus notation is represented as a private. Okay. You no need to use public, private, protected. Use UML notation. Okay. The access specifier can be represented in UML as plus is the public, hash represented as a protected, minus is the private. Okay. These are the three UML notation for access specifier or visibility control, right? Plus is the public, hash is the protected, minus is the private. Okay. Then followed by the attribute name. Okay. In normal programming language, how you are declaring a variable? Data type followed by the variable name, semicolon. See here how you are declaring the variable. Plus is the access specifier, then followed by the attributes name. Attributes name is a user defined name. You can give any name. See name of the student, roll number of the student, section of the student. These all are called as the attributes of the student. Then followed by the colon symbol. See the attribute name and data type separated with the help of the colon sign. Okay. So name is nothing but attribute name or variable name or data variable name. So attribute name followed by the colon sign, then followed by the data type. Okay, how the attributes can be represented in class notation. So plus is the access specifier, name is the property, colon, then followed by the data type. See, all the data types should start with the uppercase letter. String, the S should start with the uppercase letter. Integer, I should start with the uppercase letter, then followed by the integer, followed by the string. String S is the capital letter. All the data types should start with the uppercase letter. This is the second compartment. The third compartment is method. So how you add a method in class notation? The first is the access specifier plus represent public access specifier, then followed by the name of the method. Here the name of the method is display, then add, edit, delete. These all are called as method name. Okay, then followed by the open parenthesis and close parenthesis. You know all the function and method should be ended by the open parenthesis and close parenthesis. This is the class notation. Okay, you can define any class, but you should follow the rules and regulation properly. The first rule is the topmost compartment is name of the class. The second rule is the middle compartment should be your data value or properties of the class. The third compartment is the method of the class. You should follow the rules and regulation properly. So when you are adding the attributes to the class, you should all the data types should start with the uppercase letter. Okay, this is the very important thing. See the next slide. What is the difference between class and object? Okay, how the classes and objects should be different. Everyone know a class is the blueprint of this system, right? What do you mean by object? Object is nothing but the instance of the class. Okay, so see the object. Object means what? Actually, one one more definition. The class is class describe what object exactly can contain, right? What object can contain, right? See, this is the object. See, both the object notation and class notation is very similar. So only the minor changes. What is the changes? Every object name should be underlined. That is very important. Any name is underlined, that is called as object notation. Object. Okay, you cannot call it as class. This is called as a object. Okay, so this is the major minor difference. See the difference in class. Class also object. Class name is there. Attributes is there. Method is there. In object also, see the student is the object name, but only difference is the object name should be underlined. If you underline the object name, that is called as object. This is the difference between class and object notation. The only difference, see, student without underline called as the class, student with underline, that is called as object. Okay, so name underline pannirundinga, that is called as class. Name underline pannati, adu vandu name underline pannati class, name underline pannirundinga adu vandu object nu sollalam. So this is the difference between classes and object. See this very important elements, attributes. So I already told, no, what do you mean by attribute? The data value of object or data value of classes are called as attribute. See the diagram, see the notation here. The name is the attribute, register number is the attribute, address is the attribute. Okay, so attribute, what is the definition of the attribute? Attribute is defined as the data value of classes or object. Data value or data properties of classes and object is called as the attribute. So name, register number and address, these all are the data values of object or classes. Next one is the visibility control. This is also one of the components of class diagram. So visibility is nothing but just we are restricting the access. Okay, restricting the access of variable and methods. In UML, there are 4 different types of visibility we are using, but most important thing is 3 visibility control. One is the plus is the public visibility control, minus is the private visibility control, hash is the protected visibility control, tilde symbol is the package visibility control. We will discuss later what is the use of package visibility control. Now the most important visibility control, the most important access specifier is public, private and protected. These 3 are called as the important visibility control. Student, again I am telling you what is visibility control. It restricts the access of data, variable and method. Just we are restricting the access. Okay, who can access, who cannot access. Just we are protecting the variable, protecting the method from illegal access. That is called as visibility control. This is also one of the important components of class diagram. The very important component of class diagram is association. I already told in first class itself, association is nothing but relationship between class. You can say association is the connection between the 2 classes, or you can say association is the link between the 2 classes. The relationship between classes or link between the classes or connection between the classes is called as the association. This is very important. Association means what? A single line is connecting the 2 classes. Here the register is the one of the class, next is the sale is the one of the class. Every sale is recorded in a register. So register class is related to sale. Okay, so see, every class is related to other classes. Okay, so the relationship between classes is the relationship between classes is represented by the association, register and class. Okay, every sale is recorded by the register. See, the solid line is connecting the register class and sale class. That line is called as the association. Between classes, association is nothing but link between the classes. Association is nothing but a connection between the classes. The next very important, students, please understand what do you mean by multiplicity. Multiplicity is nothing but what? See, multiplicity is nothing but how many objects are currently connected. How many objects? See, in previous slide, see register sale. How many sales are recorded in a register? See the how many objects are connected. See, in single register, we are maintaining multiple sale. We are recording multiple sale. Appa enna relationship solla? One to many relationship. In single register, I am recording only one particular sale. Appa one to one register. See the diagram. The one is there. The end of the association, that is called as multiplicity. One. That one is called as multiplicity. Usually, the multiplicity is mainly for representing how many objects are connected, how many student class is connected to course, how many student class is connected to college, how many students class is connected to department. So multiplicity represent how many objects are connected. See, in hospital management system, how many patients is connected to the doctor. See, in passport automation system, how many applicants is connected to the passport verification. See that it show how many objects are connected. See the different notation. Asterisk symbol represent 0 or more. Okay, one dot asterisk, that is called as one to many relationship. 140, that is represent 1 to 40. See, single class is connected with 40 other classes, or single object are connected with 40 other objects. Okay, how many objects are connected? 40 objects are connected. See, the 5 represent exactly 5. How many objects are connected? Exactly 5 objects are connected. 5 students are connected with the single course. Okay, see the exactly represent 5 represent exactly. 1 dot 40 represent 1 to 40. 1 dot asterisk represent 1 to many. Asterisk symbol represent many. So multiplicity represent how many objects are connected. How many objects are connected? This is called as the multiplicity. So multiplicity represent how many objects are currently connected. So this is called as multiplicity. Okay. Multiplicity is nothing but how many objects are connected. This is also one of the components. So idella class diagram use பண்ணும்போது நீங்க இந்த representationல யூஸ் பண்ணனும். என்னென்ன யூஸ் பண்ணனும்? Already நம்ம association பார்த்திருக்கோம். So you should include your association in class diagram. You should include multiplicity in class diagram. These notations are very important. Next one is the qualified association. Student, this is very important 2-mark question also. Define qualified association. What do you mean by qualified association? See, in our class, before we are discussing qualified association, consider a classroom. In our class, in OID class, totally 40 students are connected. Totally 60 students are connected. Every student has name, right? How can I identify the student name? Either I can use a roll number or I can use the student name. For example, I can call Karthik. So particular students are call பண்ணனும் அப்படினா name வச்சு call பண்ணலாம், or I can use register number. See, the qualified association means what? A set of objects are there. See, the set of objects are there. If you want to select particular object, you can use some qualifier. The qualifier is there. Qualifier is nothing but a name. Okay, for example, a set of students is there. How can I call a student with the help of the roll number or student name? So if you want to select particular object, qualifier is used. That is called as qualified association. So qualified association is nothing but what? As qualified association has some qualifier. With the help of this qualifier, you are selecting the particular object from the set of object. For example, so many products are there. How do you call a particular product? With the help of the item ID. The item ID is called as the qualifier. So many students are there in a classroom. How can I call a student? With the help of the student register number. Student register number is the qualifier. So qualifier, with the help of the qualifier, we are selecting the particular object from this set of objects. So many objects are available. N number of objects are available. How do you call a particular object? With the help of the qualifier. That is called as qualified attribute, qualified association. Okay, in our classroom, 60 students are connected. How can I call a particular students? With the help of the roll number. That roll number is called as the qualifier. So with the help of the qualifier, we are selecting the particular object from the set of object is called as qualified association. This is also one of the components of class diagram. Okay, the next one is very important notation, aggregation notation. Okay, aggregation. What do you mean by aggregation? The aggregation and composition, every unit you are going to discuss. This is very, very important concept, aggregation and composition. See, basically aggregation aggregation means what? It shows the relationship between parent class and child class. See, the car is the parent class, passenger may be a child class. Okay, so car is the parent class, passenger is the child class. A passenger may come and go, but parent class still exist. Okay, so what is the meaning for aggregation? The aggregation is nothing but what? The child class can exist independently of the parent class. See, the passenger class, it's not completely depending on the car class. Okay, both are act independently. Without passenger also car exists, without car also passenger exists. This is called this aggregation relationship. So where child class can exist independently of the parent class is called as the aggregation. Without passenger, still car can exist. Without car, the passenger can exist. This is called as aggregation. Okay, aggregation means the child class can exist independently of the parent class. This is called as aggregation relationship. Car may have n number of passengers. They can come and go. Okay, but still the car can exist. This is called as aggregation relationship. This is also one of the component or notation used in class diagram. Next one is the composition. Composition means what? See, it is also show the relationship between parent class and child class. Car is the parent class, engine is the child class. But without engine, every car has an engine. Okay, but without engine, the car cannot run. So this is called as composition. The child class cannot exist independently of the parent class. Car illama engine ku meaning kadiyadu. Engine illama car ku meaning kadiyadu. So child class cannot exist independently of the parent class. That is called as composition relationship. Student, this is very, very, very important 2-mark question also. What is the difference between aggregation and composition? Again and again, I'm telling you, aggregation is nothing but child class can exist independently of the parent class is called as aggregation. Composition is nothing but child class cannot exist independently of the parent class is called as composition. Every unit you are going to discuss this topic. In unit 2, the last topic, we will discuss briefly what are the rules and regulations to be followed for aggregation and composition. Now you are going to discuss only the notation used in aggregation and composition. Again, I'm telling you, aggregation is nothing but a child class can exist independently of the parent class is called as aggregation. The composition is nothing but child class cannot exist independently of the parent class is called as composition. So these are the very important things. Okay. The difference between aggregation and composition, this is very important, very, very important 2-mark question. Okay, students, kindly you understand this concept. This is very, very important. Okay, next important notation, generalization. Okay, generalization also we already discussed in use case diagram also generalization concept, but in use case diagram we are using oval shape. In class diagram we are using rectangle shape, but concept is similar only. Generalization is both use case diagram concept also similar, same. Class diagram generalization also same, but the notation is different. See the difference in use case modeling, use case diagram we are using the oval shape. Okay, in generalization. In class diagram, we are using rectangle boxes. Okay, this is very, very important. Okay, 1 minute, ma'am. Yes. Yes, tell me, Mohana Krishna. You shared this. Yeah, you registered Accenture. Huh? Okay, okay. I will check later. Okay. Okay, okay, okay. Kindly check your mail, both college mail ID or personal mail ID. Okay, okay, okay. No. You are having some. You already had some issues in Wipro. No, Cognizant also you are having some issue. We only asked to re-register, right? We will check. Wait. Okay. Okay, so generalization is nothing but it shows the relationship between parent class and child class. Okay, so it shows what is the relationship. See, the parent class is more general concept. Payment is more general. Okay, compared to child class. See, the child class is more specific compared to super class. Cash payment is the one of the specific payment type. Credit payment is the one of the specific payment type. Check payment is the one of the specific payment check, right? So class, super class is more general, subclass is more specialized concept. But generalization is nothing but what? It shows the relationship between parent class and child class. This is the major concept. Okay, so generalization is nothing but it shows the relationship between parent class and child class. Parent class is more general, subclass is more specialized concept. The next important notation, association class. This is also one of the important notation used in class diagram. What do you mean by association? Everyone know what do you mean by association. Tell me, any students unmute and tell me what is association? Yes, anyone tell me, define association.
Sir, an association is a relationship between the classes.
Yes, association is relationship between class. Okay, good. Now I'm going to tell what is wait ma. Roll number 74 absent, roll number 76. Okay, so association class is nothing but it is not a class which is going to describe only the association. Association mattum describe pannu. See, every person belong to some company. A person is the employee to the company. See here in bottom, employment is there. Employment is the one of the association class, right? See, association class, it describe only about the association. So it is not describing the company. It is not describing the person. It describes only the association. What is the name of the association? What are the attributes of the association? So it describes only the association, that is called as association classes. See, you normally the association class, how the association class is attached to the class notation, we are using the dashed line. Dashed line for connecting the association and association class. Okay, here the employees is the association, employment is the association class. See, the association class describe the employee, association class describe the employee association. So this is called as association. So only thing is it is very similar to class. Association class is also very similar to class. It has a class name, it has a attribute, it has a method, but only thing is association class it describing the association. It is also attached to the association. It is only attached to the association. How the association class is attached to the association? By using the dashed symbol. Okay, so it is not describing the company, it is not describing the person, it only describing the association. Employee is the association, so it describe only the association. This is also association class. So association class means what? It is very similar to class. It has a class name, it has the attributes, it has the methods, but it describing the what it describe. It describe only the association. So this is the association class. Okay, so this is the example for class diagram. Students kindly understand, actually this is the 16 mark question. It's a part C question. It's very simple. See, I tell you how to draw a class diagram in simple manner. Okay, for example, any application, passport automation system, hospital management system, student management system, in every application one backend is must, right? All the details should be stored in a database. One backend is must. See, in middle you draw a database. Okay, I tell you how to draw a class diagram in simple, very simple. Everyone should draw. Okay, so in middle you put a database, because every application we are storing some data, right? In hospital management system we are storing the patient data. In student management system we are storing the student. In library management system we are storing the faculty and student book borrow and return details. So every application we need some database. simply draw a database in middle. Okay, database also 3 compartment because this is also class. The first one is called as the database, second one is the name, third one is the what is the purpose of the database. We are storing some values. Okay, so in middle you can use database. Okay, next you identify the possible classes. In hospital management system, what are the classes are possible? Anyone unmute and tell me, ma? In hospital management system, what are the classes are possible? Yes, just unmute and tell me. In hospital management system, what are the classes are possible? So before you are drawing class diagram, you should identify what are the classes are possible. Okay, in hospital management system, what are the classes are possible? Anyone unmute and tell me? Yes, quick. Boys side, anyone unmute and tell me what are the classes that are possible in hospital management system? This is very important 16 mark question. This is very important 16 mark question. Yes, anyone unmute and tell me what are the classes are possible in hospital management system? Yes.
Applicant.
No. I'm asking for hospital management system.
Hospital patient,
doctor,
nurses, and appointment.
Receptionist. Okay, good. So very good. He told 4 classes are possible. One is the patient, kandipa patient venum. Second one is the nurse. Third one is the receptionist. Fourth one is the doctor. Okay, so the first step to draw a class diagram is to identify the possible classes. Okay. Second step is, student, you should know what are the 3 compartment of class. Girls side, anyone and unmute and tell me, ma, what are the 3 compartment of class? What are the 3 compartment of class? What are the 3 compartment of class? Yes. Quick, girls side, anyone and tell me?
Name, attribute, and operation.
Yes, name, attributes, operation or methods. Okay, you know the 3 compartment. Okay, so already that boy told 4 classes: patient, nurses, doctor, receptionist. Okay, so you should draw the class diagram. Okay, so இந்த மாதிரி draw பண்ணிக்கங்க. என்னென்ன class diagram என்னென்ன classes எல்லாம் possible அந்த classes எல்லாம் define பண்ணு. Okay, UML. The first compartment is the name of the class. The second compartment is the attribute. You should identify the number of attributes. For example, in patient, what are the attributes are possible? Boys said, anyone unmute and tell me, ma. In patient, what are the attributes are possible? See, minimum you should add, students, please listen, minimum you should add 4 attributes. 4 attributes, because this is 16 mark question, minimum you should add 4 attributes. I already clearly told how to add attributes in a class notation. One is the access specifier, followed by the name of the attributes, then followed by the colon, then followed by the database, data type. Every data type should start with the uppercase letter. Okay, anyone from boys side, unmute and tell me what are the attributes are possible in patient. What are the attributes of patient possible in patient class?
Patient name.
Yes, tell me the correct syntax.
Name,
followed by the
character,
colon, then followed by the character or string. Okay, so you should mention all the data type in class diagram in uppercase letter. Okay, but inga vandu small case letter potirukku, but it's the best practice. It's not a rule, it is the best practice. Data type should start with the uppercase letter here in UML diagram. Okay, so very good. Number 1, the first attribute is the patient name. Okay, next, second attribute,
age colon int.
once again, ma, what is
Age colon int.
Yes, age colon integer. Okay, very good. Third attribute, possible third attribute,
Gender colon
yes,
string.
very good. Gender colon string or data type. Date of birth. Date of birth ஒரு attributes இருக்கு, பட் உனக்கு தெரியாட்டி என்ன பண்ணிக்கோ, இல்ல வந்து string ன்னு போட்டுக்கோ, இல்ல integer ன்னு போட்டுக்கோ. Okay, next possible attributes. Minimum 4 attributes.
Phone
Yes,
number,
contact number. Okay, good. Contact number colon followed by the
string
integer.
or
Okay,
integer.
or string. Okay, good. Very good. Okay, so first you define name of the class. The second compartment you define possible attribute. The third compartment is possible method. In girls side, anyone unmute and tell me what are the possible methods in patient class? What are the attributes in patient class? Yes.
Sir,
Girls side,
add
yes,
patient,
yes, very good. Add,
edit patient,
yes, good. Edit. Next,
delete,
add patient details, edit patient detail, delete patient details. Very good.
update.
Yes, okay, update, okay, good. These are the various possible methods. Okay, so எல்லா class diagram எல்லா classes-மே இந்த மாதிரி வந்து நோட்டேஷனா நீங்க கன்வெர்ட் பண்ணிடணும். கன்வெர்ட் பண்ணிட்டு எல்லாத்தையும் எதோட ஜாயின் பண்ணணும்னு பாருங்க, டேட்டாபேஸோட ஜாயின் பண்ணிட்டீங்கன்னா கிளாஸ் டயக்ராம் ஓவர். அவ்வளவுதான், சிம்பிள் வே. ஓகேவா? சோ இப்போ நீங்க என்ன அடிஷனலா ஆட் பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா, you should add some relationship. இப்போ நம்ம டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணோம் பாத்தீங்கன்னா, so many relationship நம்ம பார்த்தோம், மல்டிப்ளிசிட்டி பார்த்தோம், அசோசியேஷன் வந்து கம்பல்சரி, இங்க எல்லாமே கனெக்ட் பண்ணிருக்காங்க டேட்டாபேஸோட. சோ மல்டிப்ளிசிட்டி ஆட் பண்ணனும், அடுத்து வந்து ஜெனரலைசேஷன் ஆட் பண்ணனும், அசோசியேஷன் அக்ரிகேஷன் ஆட் பண்ணனும், காம்போசிஷன் ஆட் பண்ணனும். இதெல்லாம் ஆட் பண்ணீங்கன்னா உங்களுக்கு வந்து 16 மார்க். ஓகே, இங்க ஏதாவது வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா அசோசியேஷன் வந்து யூசுவலா ஜெனரலைசேஷன் எங்கெல்லாம் நம்ம யூஸ் பண்ணுவோம் அப்படின்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா பேமெண்ட்ல யூஸ் பண்ணுவோம், ஸ்டாஃப்ல வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா டீச்சிங் ஸ்டாஃப், நான் டீச்சிங் ஸ்டாஃப், இந்த மாதிரி இடத்துல யூஸ், டிஃபரெண்ட் டைப்ஸ் எங்கெல்லாம் டைப் யூஸ் பண்றோமோ அங்கெல்லாம் வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா ஜெனரலைசேஷன் யூஸ் பண்ணுவோம். சோ எங்கெல்லாம் பாசிபிள் ஜெனரலைசேஷன் யூஸ் பண்ண முடியுமோ அங்கெல்லாம் நீங்க ஜெனரலைசேஷன் யூஸ் பண்ணணும். எங்கெல்லாம் அக்ரிகேஷன் யூஸ் பண்ண முடியுமோ அங்க அக்ரிகேஷன் யூஸ் பண்ணலாம். எங்கெல்லாம் வந்து காம்போசிஷன் யூஸ் பண்ணணுமோ அங்கெல்லாம் காம்போசிஷன் யூஸ் பண்ணணும். இல்ல அடுத்தது சார் எனக்கு ரிலேஷன்ஷிப் யூஸ் பண்ண எனக்கு தெரியல அப்படின்னா ஒண்ணும் இல்ல, எல்லா கிளாஸ் நோட்டேஷனுமே டிராப் பண்ணிட்டு எல்லாத்தையும் டேட்டாபேஸோட நீ ஜாயின் பண்ணி விட்டுட்டேன்னா அது வந்து கிளாஸ் டயக்ராம். ஓகேவா சார்? எனக்கு வந்து அசோசியேஷன் போட எனக்கு வந்து அக்ரிகேஷன் போட தெரியல, எனக்கு காம்போசிஷன் போட தெரியல, எனக்கு வந்து ஜெனரலைசேஷன் யூஸ் பண்ண தெரியல அப்படின்னா this is the simple diagram. First you draw all the class notation, finally you connect all the class notation to central database. எல்லாத்தையும் டேட்டாபேஸோட கனெக்ட் பண்ணிட்டேன்னா முடிஞ்சிடும். ஓகேவா? சோ ஆனா பெஸ்ட் பிராக்டிஸ், whenever you are drawing a UML diagram you should use the possible relationship. கண்டிப்பா ஜெனரலைசேஷன் யூஸ் பண்ணனும், அக்ரிகேஷன் யூஸ் பண்ணனும், காம்போசிஷன் யூஸ் பண்ணனும். ஓகேவா? மினிமம் அட்லீஸ்ட் ஒன் ரிலேஷன்ஷிப், அக்ரிகேஷன் இல்ல காம்போசிஷன் இல்ல ஜெனரலைசேஷன் இல்ல டிஸ்கிரிப்ஷன் கிளாஸ் ஏதாவது ஒன்னு யூஸ் பண்ணிருந்தீங்கன்னா அந்த கிளாஸ் டயக்ராம் வந்து கம்ப்ளீட்டா ஃபுல்ஃபில் ஆகும். ஓகே, இல்ல உங்களுக்கு எதுவுமே எனக்கு டிரா பண்ண தெரியல, worst case எனக்கு எதுவுமே தெரியல அப்படின்னா you draw all the class notation, finally you connect all the class notation in a central database. That's all. This is also correct diagram only, but you should add minimum 4 or 5 attributes, minimum 3 or 4 methods. Okay, இந்த notations proper யூஸ் பண்ணிட்டா போதும். ஓகே, இங்க வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா 4 notations, 4 class notations only we are using: applicant, police, regional administrator, passport administrator. You should add minimum 5 class notation. My suggestion. Okay, then only it is it's look like a 16 mark question answer. Okay, you should add 5 notation. More than 5 வேண்டாம், because அது வந்து ரொம்ப டிஃபிகல்ட் ஆயிடும், பேப்பர்ல உங்களால டிரா பண்ண முடியாது. So more than 5 யூஸ் பண்ணாதீங்க. important 5 class notation. ஓகேவா? because இந்த கிளாஸ் டயக்ராம் வந்து ஒரு வித்தனே ஒரு சிங்கிள் ஷீட்ல நீ வந்து கம்ப்ளீட் பண்ணனும். நிறைய கிளாஸ் டயக்ராம் யூஸ் பண்ணீங்கன்னா இட்ஸ் வெரி டிஃபிகல்ட். சோ அத வந்து நீ ப்ராப்பரா நீ வந்து பாத்துக்கங்க. ஓகேவா? சோ மினிமம் 5 class notation, minimum 4 or 5 attributes, minimum 4 or 5 methods. Finally you connect all the class notation to central database ஓட கனெக்ட் பண்ணிருங்க. or if you know the relationship, you are very much advised, kindly use all the relationship, generalization, next aggregation, then composition. So this is the complete class diagram. Okay student, today's class we are discussed about the complete what is class diagram, what are the purpose of class diagram, then we discuss about the various how the class diagram represented. There are 3 compartments. One is the top compartment is the name of the class, the second compartment is the attribute of the class, third compartment is the method of the class. What is the difference between class as an object we discuss. Then we discuss about the what is the definition for the attribute. Attribute is nothing but data value of the class or object. Then we discuss about the various visibility control, public, private, protected and package. Then we discuss about the definition for association association is nothing but the relationship between classes. Then we discuss about the multiplicity. Student, kindly use multiplicity in class diagram. It's very simple only, right? How many objects are connected? The relationship between the two classes. One to one, one to many, one to more, exact. So many multiplicities are there. Next, we discuss about the qualified association. The qualified association is nothing but how the qualifier is used to select the particular object from the set of objects. Then we discuss about the aggregation, then composition, then generalization, association, classes. These are the various notation used in class diagram. Okay, this is class diagram, complete concept. Now I'm going to stop the recording. This is your time. I'm going to ask some questions. You are